Hello, this is part 2 of the engine teardown from my Porsche 944. I have disassembled the engine down to the short block. In this video, I will remove the balance shafts, oil pump, oil pan, crankshaft, and finally the pistons. Welcome to 944 Restore. The first to go will be the lower balance shaft. Remove the bolts and then pry the cover off. The bearing bracket took some convincing, but I was finally able to get it off with a screwdriver, just gently prying it in there and wiggling back and forth. I taped the screwdriver so I wouldn't scratch the bracket. Alright, lower balance shaft removed. Moving on to the upper one. The lighting is terrible here, but there are tabs on that balance shaft cover you can use to pry it off. And with the front cover off, I was ready to move on to the side cover. Alright, this next part isn't super interesting, but what I'm attempting to show you is that the 4 bolts on the left side, those are all the same length. And then the next 2 bolts are a different length. And then on the right side, there are 8 additional bolts, and those all have the same length. It's a new day, and I'm going to start it off by removing the oil pump and also that front main seal. The oil pan is fairly straightforward. The trickiest part is once you get all the bolts out, lifting it off without damaging the pickup tube. Here's a look at the bottom of the engine. I loosened all the bolts for the pump, but realized that I need to remove that seal first. I was able to remove it by first drilling a small hole, then another slightly larger one, big enough so I could get my seal puller in there. There's one additional O-ring on the crankshaft that you have to take off before the oil pump will come out. Alright, balance shafts, oil pump, and pan have all been removed. Next I'm going to remove the oil pickup and return tubes, followed by the girdle. With the girdle bolts all removed, I am focusing on the connecting rod bolts. These are 12-point bolts and you need a 14mm wrench to loosen them. There are 4 tabs on the girdle that can be used to help pry it off. I had a pretty difficult time on the flywheel side. It was stuck on there pretty good, but I finally was able to pop it free. I struggled to remove the connecting rod brackets, but there's a trick I read about. Thread the bolts back on, just a few threads, and then hit it pretty good with a rubber mallet. This forces the rod downward, separating the bracket from the rod. For whatever reason, I couldn't fully remove the bracket on this one, so I'm going to move on to the number 4 and come back to this one later. Okay, finally, removing the pistons. To protect the crankshaft journal, I covered the threads with some fuel injector hose. What I forgot to do is remove the rod bearing. Definitely remove the bearing first. If you don't, it takes way more force from the hammer to knock the piston free. I'm going to now rotate the piston so it's at top dead center. I was able to push all the pistons out just using my hands. This one happened to be the most difficult. The other ones came out relatively easily. Real quick, I'm going to knock that rear main seal off just using a screwdriver. With all the pistons out, I can remove the crankshaft. And we are down to the block. I am fortunate enough to have a machine shop nearby that can work on Alusil blocks, so I'm going to send the block head and crankshaft in. This engine has just over 100,000 miles on it, and you can see some of the cylinders do have scratches that catch on my fingernail. I'll give an update once it's back from the machine shop. Thanks for watching.